Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I am doing a story time slash makeup application. I wouldn't say it's a getting ready with me because I'm really getting ready to go nowhere, but I am getting ready to go to bed. I guess that's the getting ready part. This is a look that I ended up creating during this. It's fun and dramatic and totally not something I would wear outside of my house anyway. If you guys want a list of all the products that I used in this video, please look at the description box down below. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little story time slash, actually it's kind of like a testimony slash story time. So, you know, us Christians, we gotta turn everything into a testimony. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Just gonna prime my lids. Okay, so why don't we get started with this story here. This is not so much a story as it is more like a testimony, and so I thought I would just share with you guys. Yeah, I need to wait for my shadow primer to dry before I actually start doing my eyes, so I'm just gonna start with the story. I grew up in Chicago, and I grew up as a white Latina, which I currently am a white Latina, last time I checked. My dad is from Mexico, and my mother, she is from Chicago, but she grew up in a Mexican household because my grandparents are Mexican. So I am from full-blown Mexican heritage, for those that don't know. And let's see, before I start, let me think of what I'm gonna do first. Okay, I'm going for a pretty dramatic look today. So I grew up in a Mexican household, and I'm obviously very light-skinned. I have very fair skin that burns, does not tan easily. I get freckles during the summer, although probably not as many as I would want now. And I have very light eyes. I have light hair, and I just look white. Let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. I just look very Caucasian-y. And a lot of people think I'm mixed with something, or they look at my last name and because it like ends with an E, they think I'm Italian or something, which is just funny to me. But I've always gotten the question, like, Stephanie, what are you? Like, what exactly are you? Are you mixed with something? Are you this? Are you that? And when I tell them that I'm Mexican, they hardly ever believe me. Actually, they jump back and kind of in shock because, yeah, they just don't believe me. So I grew up in a predominantly Black and Latino community, and it was not cool to be white. Being white made you different. And although I am not white, I look white. So growing up, I really had such a bad body image, just a bad image in general. I was never enough for people. I was never like Latin enough. I wasn't Mexican enough. I always had to kind of like prove myself, because if people found out that I was Mexican, they would want proof. They would want evidence. They'd be like, you know, well then speak Spanish. Prove to us that you're Mexican. And my Spanish is not perfect. It was way better when I was younger, but that in itself is just like a very embarrassing thing to go through when you're a kid, honestly. Everyone was always darker than me or looked more Latin than I did, so I had sort of kind of developed this self-hatred and even rejected myself a lot because I just hated what I saw in the mirror. I'd always walk with my head down because I never wanted people to see my colored eyes because that made me different than everybody else. And I always put tons of gel in my hair, like crunched it up, tons of gel, and I would like curl my hair a little bit more than it actually is. And I'd always like kind of like, you know, cement it down onto my face and everything because it was just a style back then. Now not so much, but I just hated myself. I didn't want to be different. I wanted to be the same as everyone else around me. So I wanted darker hair, and I wanted curlier black hair, and I wanted brown eye contacts, and you know, I wanted darker skin. And I envied people so much for the darkness of their skin, the curliness of their hair, just being curvier in certain areas. Now, when I was in high school, the only kind of makeup that I wore was mascara and clear lip gloss, or like a pinky tinted lip gloss. Never did I wear actual makeup because I was like, girls who wear makeup are ugly because they have to cover something up. I bought this compact, this foundation compact, and I didn't even know how to use it or anything. I just was like, whatever. And it was, I think it was by CoverGirl, and it was in the shade Honey, because I thought, well, if I cover the lightness of my skin with this honey shade, then like I'll look darker, right? But I don't know why it just, that made sense to me then, because like, well, what about the rest of your body? And one girl that wasn't particularly nice to me, she kind of pointed it out, like, why is your face darker than the rest of your body? And after that, I like stopped. I was really skinny in high school too, so I wore like a size 0 in jeans, which that has completely changed, but I wore a size 0, and I would even, to make myself look thicker, I would actually wear joggers underneath my pants. So we had to wear khakis at school, and I wore joggers so I looked thicker, but it was just so stupid. I can't believe I did that. Ay, ay, ay. I also, oh my god, this is the funniest thing too, actually. Kind of embarrassing, but not really, because I'm like over it now, because high school was so long ago. But before I entered high school, I cannot find my brush. Where is it? Before entering high school, I had a friend, and I won't say her name. I don't think she watches my videos, but still, I won't say her name. But I had a friend who was Puerto Rican, and oh, she still is, but she's Puerto Rican, and she, you know, would always tell me, like, you know, Stephanie, like, people don't even believe you're Mexican, you look more like you're Puerto Rican, you could pass for Puerto Rican. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah. So she's like, why don't you just tell people that you're Puerto Rican? So when I entered high school, I told people I was Puerto Rican. I remember the exact moment too, because I was sitting at the cool people table, which I didn't even realize was a cool people table. After that, I was kicked out of the cool people table. But after that first day, like, I was with the cool people, and it was the cool girls, and then the table next to us was the cool guys. And one of the guys who was interested in me, actually, I didn't know at the time, but he was like, what are you? And I was like, oh, I'm, you know, and I'm like pointing out the girls because I'm thinking they're all Puerto Rican. And I was like, I'm Puerto Rican. He's like, oh wow, you're Puerto Rican? She's Puerto Rican. And so all of high school, I said, I had to say from then on that I'm Puerto Rican. And so here's the thing, is that I grew up with a lot of Puerto Ricans, and so I was very, very accustomed to the Puerto Rican culture, so I could pretty much like play it off knowing. And I think like I even chose like a city in Puerto Rico that my family was from. I don't even remember what I chose, but I think it started with a C maybe, I don't know. It was the most ridiculous thing. By senior year I was kind of tired of it and I wish I hadn't done it, but I like had to finish the year strong with being Puerto Rican. One time my mom picked us up from school and one of my best friends was in the car with us and we gave her a ride because she lived really close to us. And so my mom started freaking blasting ranchera mariachi music and I was like, oh my god. And so it was the most embarrassing thing because I'm like, how am I gonna explain this? So I just kind of told her like, oh yeah, my mom just really likes all types of music, but come on, like, let's be honest, like, usually it's just Mexicans that actually like that kind of music. It's a very specific sort of music, you know, like it's not for everybody. It's not like rap or, you know, R&B or even country music as well. Like that's more universal. So anytime she would drive with us or any of my best friends, because I had 2 best friends, I would always make sure that I would control the conversation because I never wanted them to start talking about heritage or anything like that. I'm like, I have a white hair popping out. Oh, I'm telling you, being in your 30s is not fun sometimes. I had to do a lot of things to kind of hide my Mexicanness. It was not easy. It was stressful, y'all. It was super stressful. I can't believe I did that to myself. I honestly, sometimes I would think like, I wonder how much easier high school would have been had I just been truthful. But you know, what are you gonna do? You live and you learn. Well, I stayed best friends with one of the girls that I was best friends with after high school. We're no longer close anymore because just life takes you in different directions sometimes, but she I wrote her a letter actually because I was like, I can't do this anymore because now I'm in college, we're partying, we're like close and talking. I was like, I can't live this lie anymore. It's like eating me up. So I actually wrote her a letter because I did not have the guts to tell her face to face, and she was like so shook. She was just like, what? And she was Mexican. Shout out to Carolina. I mean, it's not like I wanted to be something other than Latino, or Latina I should say, because I'm Latina, but yeah, it's not like I wanted to be not Latina. I just wanted to pass for something so people would freaking stop asking me questions about you know, you don't know the pressures of being a light-skinned Latina. They are no joke, let me tell you. Everybody has a story, you know, you just never know. And it's not like I don't struggle with insecurities, because I still do. I'm more accepting and loving of myself now, and I really owe that to my relationship with God, because he's sort of revealed like a new reflection in the mirror. I know that sounds super lifetimey, but it's true. Like, he gives me a new view of myself and who I can be, and it really helps me love me for who I'm created to be. So yeah, I don't know. I think that, what am I gonna do now? Okay, I think I'm gonna darken it up a bit. So I think that there's such a huge problem in our society as to like standards of beauty, because like they're always constantly changing. Beauty trends are always changing. Right now there is one look that defines you as beautiful, just one look, and it's that Kylie Jenner look. That's why everyone's doing the extreme things that they're doing, like modifying their faces to look more like a Bratz doll, and even face tuning the heck out of their faces and body, and doing extreme things like getting like body lifts and injecting their butts with whatever they inject their butts with. I don't know. Like, yeah, you can modify yourself to look how the world perceives beauty should look like, but it doesn't fix the inside of you. Like, it doesn't fix all the insecurities that you actually feel, because some of the most beautiful women in this world can be super insecure about themselves and just hate themselves and compare themselves to other women. And you know, the most beautiful women of this world also can be very, very ugly on the inside. They're rude and mean and super competitive and jealous, and they say really, you know, mean things to people that they feel deserve it. And I mean, let me tell you, some of these things that some of the most beautiful, even beauty influencers have said, or how they carry themselves, like behind the picture. Lord, there is no shame. Seriously. And I won't say who I'm thinking of right now, but there's one particular beauty influencer that the first time I heard her speak, and she was like ranting, because she loves to rant to all her haters and all the people they say like mean things to her, whatever, which I guess are classified as haters. But the way that she was, oh my god, I was like, girl, are you possessed? Are you okay? It was just so much hate coming out of that person, and just foul language, and like, man, it was just like overboard. And I thought, you come out with some of the most beautiful makeup looks, and you come out with some of the most incredible shots, to know that that's behind the makeup, like that beautiful image is like, it's such a facade, you know? Even if people are super mean to you, like, it doesn't mean that you should be the same way towards them, because you're just really stooping to their level and you're not really proving anything. Let people talk whatever they want to talk about you. I used to do that, actually. People would leave me really mean comments on my videos before, like 10 years ago or whatever, and I would be so rude to them. And I remember I had one subscriber who, I think I feel she had to have been older and wiser, because she was like pretty much advising me like, Stephanie, don't even pay attention to them, just ignore them, you don't have to respond like that. And I was like, no, like, I'm not gonna let them talk to me like this. And now I understand. Then I just couldn't. But I'm really glad that she actually said what she said, even though I wasn't ready to receive it. Like, I feel like she was really planting seeds in my mind, you know? Alright, so I was at Sephora, and I left Sephora for a few reasons. I left Sephora because it was no longer like my passionate dream job. I just felt like it was all about numbers. I felt like it was all about being number one in our area. We were being micromanaged so much. And then something else happened that just really, really turned me off. So when you work at Sephora, you have to have like your makeup products in a clear plastic makeup bag, and they have to be etched. And what I mean by that is they have to be etched with an actual literal like etching device. I don't even know. So say if I were to have like this lip pencil, it'd have to be etched like P paid for, or your employee number on it. And you could only have like 6 products. And so I had my products. Now, one of the things that I actually was carrying with me, I realized it was a Stila pencil, and it was an eye pencil, and we had just gotten Stila in the store, and it wasn't engraved. And so I was like, oh dang. And I knew security, like, they would always check your bags before leaving the store. I had bought it at like I think an outlet store online. And it was like the color topaz. It was like the blush tone color. Alright, the whole point of that story is that I got accused of stealing. And they even called the head of security or whatever for the district, or I don't even know. And she said that she saw me on camera stealing the pencil from backstage, which is in the back room where all the products are. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? So thankfully I had a Lord Jesus, please help me during this, please. I feel like I need to do something differently right now. Uh-oh, no, that didn't happen. Okay, so thankfully I had the video to prove that I actually bought the freaking pencil liner because I had a CCO haul or whatever. I was so upset because my manager, I just felt like she really showed her true colors during that time. She didn't defend me or anything. Like, even when I quit, she was just like, okay, well, I understand. And I was like, oh, okay. It was just, I don't know. I just felt so betrayed, and like, I felt like, okay, we're obviously not a family here like we say we are. After Sephora and all of that is when I decided that I needed to soul search. And it's honestly been only through my relationship with God that I have really been freed from wanting to obsessively buy makeup. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I do get a lot of products in the mail from companies. However, like, I don't get everything. Alright, let's be real. I don't get everything. And so the things that I don't get, I'm just like, I still am not like, I need to have that. I'm just like, if I get it, I get it, and if not, then I'm okay. I didn't realize I had such an obsession with like makeup the way that well, that's not true. I knew I was obsessed with makeup, but I didn't see it as unhealthy. I just thought, well, this is what I really love, and that's that. I didn't realize the hold it had on me. Like, you really feel like a prisoner. So I thank Jesus for really knocking some sense into me and self-control as well. That I'm not gonna die if I don't get like the next Anastasia palette or whatever the next big thing is. There's always something. There's always a release of something new. It's just constant now. Okay, I'm gonna do glitter now. We're gonna do this. Onto this. I don't have any glitter glue. Well, that's not true. It's sealed shut and I cannot get it open, so we're just gonna use a glitter pen, or yeah, a little glitter that kind of matches, or it doesn't really match, but it's also not going to look off. And I like to press my glitter on. Those struggling with insecurities and thinking like a certain type of beauty is more beautiful than the one that you have, it's just such a big lie. You know that you're not the only person going through that, and the less you compare yourself to others, the more peaceful your life is going to be. You don't have to feed into the lies. You don't have to believe them. I think what I'm trying to work on now as a woman is not speaking so badly of myself, because I can speak pretty badly to myself. Whenever there's a bad thought in my mind, I just always try to swat it away with something nice about myself. And I want to love myself. How can I love other people if I can't love myself first? It's not possible. That's why self-care is so important. And that's that. that is that, honey. What is the point of this video? The point of this video is to say you're beautiful the way that you are, and that your story can help bring healing to other women, so don't hold back. I think we get so caught up in like beauty trends that it really distracts us from what makes us uniquely beautiful. I mean, freckles wasn't considered beautiful until like not too long ago. Actually, neither were full lips. Full lips were not considered beautiful for a very long time. And now they are. Like, this world is always changing its beauty standards. I'm just saying that if you follow the beauty trends of this world and depend on them to make you feel beautiful, like, you're never gonna be good enough. And that's that, because they're always changing. They don't stay, they stay constantly changing. And that's it. You're always gonna be striving for more. You're always gonna wanna feel accepted by the way you look and what you have. It's just like a never-ending cycle. That's not worth it. I powdered my face earlier, so I'm just using the leftover powder of that. I love blush so much. Highlighter. I don't know.
Yeah, this is just gonna hurt my lips now. Okay.
Looks kind of browny. Add a pink on top. What do girls who have like boyfriends do when they have lip gloss on? Do you just not kiss your boyfriend? I don't understand. I feel like I need more blush. Is it crazy of me to put more blush on? I feel like that's always me putting more blush on at the end. Always. I don't even need more blush. This is crazy. This one lash wants to die. It like wants to die. It won't just sit upright. It's so annoying. Whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you guys want me to do more of these. If you liked it, or even if you hated it, like, let me know so that I know what kind of content to put out there. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a great day or night. I love you. God bless you. See you guys later. Bye.